We're here because free speech is under attack. We're here because people are being convinced that socialism works. We're here because people are being judged guilty until proven innocent. We are fighting back with facts. This is not a safe zone, so buckle up, Buttercup. This is the raw, naked truth.
Russia threatens the nuclear option. Congress pushes off a government shutdown, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. Congress approved a temporary spending bill to prevent a partial government shutdown this weekend, with Speaker Mike Johnson forced once again to turn to a coalition made up mostly of Democrats to clear it in the House, followed by the passage in the Senate. The Thursday afternoon House vote was 320 to 99, with slightly more than half of Republicans joining with almost all Democrats to support the measure. The Democratic-led Senate passed the bill 77 to 13 Thursday evening. The measure, which extends funding for part of the government until March 8th and the rest until March 22nd, now heads to President Biden for his signature. Russian President Vladimir Putin warned Thursday that Western military intervention against their invasion of Ukraine could result in nuclear escalation. During his State of the Nation address to legislators and government leaders, Putin accused Western nations of selecting targets for striking our territory and selecting the most efficient targets as they think about striking assets and talking about the possibility of sending a NATO contingent to Ukraine. We remember the fate of those who sent their troop contingents to the territory of our country, Putin said, referencing Russia's long history of repelling invading forces. Now the consequences for the potential invaders will be far more tragic. A federal judge has blocked Texas from enforcing a new law that would make illegal immigration a state crime. U.S. District Judge David A. Ezra of the Western District of Texas on Thursday granted a preliminary injunction that will block Texas's Senate Bill 4 from taking effect next week. The law would allow state authorities to arrest and jail illegal immigrants and would give state judges the power to order deportations. In his ruling, the judge wrote that states may not exercise immigration enforcement power except as authorized by the federal government. Texas is expected to appeal the decision. A horrifying incident in Gaza could complicate ceasefire talks. Dozens of civilians were reportedly killed yesterday after Israeli troops opened fire at an aid site and humanitarian trucks barreled through a crowd of thousands of Palestinians. The Israeli military acknowledged that it opened fire, but said it did so only at people deemed a threat, and that the majority of deaths were due to the convoy of trucks running over civilians. An eyewitness confirmed to the BBC that most of the casualties were not caused by Israeli gunfire, but by the trucks. Hamas reportedly paused ceasefire talks because of the incident. Israeli officials said thousands of Palestinians surrounded some 30 trucks carrying aid into northern Gaza along the Strip's main seaside road at about 4 a.m. on Thursday. The deadly Texas wildfire is now the largest in the state's history. The Smokehouse Creek fire, which has scorched 1 million acres in the Texas Panhandle and another 31,500 in Oklahoma, is also the second largest in U.S. history. At least one person died, several homes and ranches were destroyed, and many others were left without power. As of Thursday, the fire was only 3% contained. Experts warned that the combination of dry air and turbulent wind expected this weekend could make the situation worse. One state official said that thousands of cattle will die. That's the raw naked truth. You can catch every episode of The Raw Naked Truth at xvadio.com, the Apple Podcasts app, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.